Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, ladies and gentlemen, I have some Colorado news to break to you right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you that the Colorado Buffaloes and new league head coach, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, has lost their receiver to a Pac-12 rival. We're going to get all into it, man. This is, breaking news. To be honest with you, I want to get everybody's thoughts on this situation. Here around here in Flight Sports, we're going to be documenting a lot of news. So, obviously, it's been smooth sailing for Coach Prime. Well, it may have appeared to be that way. We hear over all the signees, of course, McClain. We heard about, obviously, his son, and you see what's going on with Travis, the whole nine. You heard just acquisition after acquisition. It's just really was completely just unbelievable. But we have to document these instances where they lose somebody. Everybody's not flocking and wanting to play for Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, even though for the most part they are. There are people who want, to move on. And Jordan Tyson, ladies and gentlemen, who was a receiver for the Colorado Buffaloes, has moved on, and he went to a rival in Arizona State. This is really unbelievable. We're going to get all into it. He announced his commitment. He is committed. He entered the transfer portal. We got to get on into this news, man. This is really hot off the presser, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get into it. There's been no program in college football that has been as busy as the Colorado Buffaloes. We got to point that out right now. Since Coach Prime Deion Sanders has been signed with the team, they have lost a ton of players to the transfer portal and also brought in a ton of new players. For the most part, we hear of all of, like I stated, we hear of all the new acquisitions. We're not hearing about the people that wasn't too happy about the speech that Coach Prime made. Some of these people got rubbed the wrong way. We just got to point it out as is. Hit that like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV if you don't want to miss one iota of coverage. The Buffaloes have had an astonishing 56 players enter the transfer portal following the end of their 22 season. To make up for all the departures, Coach Prime has brought in 42 players from the transfer portal to put together the nation's top transfer class of the 2023 season. So, this is definitely something that Coach Prime has to, I would say in some sense, have to manufacture. And I think due to the circumstances, Coach Prime has done a hell of a job, because you put somebody in this situation, they can't bring in the level of talent. They lost a lot. And look, Coach Prime brought in some elite talent as well. So we're going to get all into it. For the most part, the Buffaloes haven't suffered losses that are going to make a huge impact. I was about to get into that. Sanders' first season in charge, they have had replacements ready for any of these players. So that's another thing. They knew that people was going to be moving on. That's something that people have to understand. When you roll up in there for your first speech and it's so emphatic at the way you made it, you better have replacements on deck. And like I said, Coach Prime came prepared. He said he had luggage. It was Louis V. Good Lord. However, one of their players that entered the portal in late April made a decision today that the Buffaloes and their fans likely won't be too happy to hear. And obviously we get to the news here where he joined, and I'm talking about Jordan Tyson, joined the Arizona State Sun Devils. Like I said, a Pac-12 rival. So clearly he's very interested in competing against his former school, in the Colorado Buffaloes. And who knows, man, he might feel confident. We're going to get all into what he has at Arizona State. Obviously, it's not Coach Prime Deion Sanders, but we'll get into that in another subject. Let me know your thoughts on him moving on to that and wanting to go to the rival. That's kind of crazy. In 2022, the Arizona Sun Devils headed into a season a bit thin at wide receiver, and they have saw a number of their players at the position leave in the transfer portal. now that they have a new coach and a new quarterback, that should make them a much more appealing destination for receivers. And you clearly see them getting a big time one. You trust me, a lot of these coaches are laughing and knocking on each other. Yeah, you see what happened with Coach Prime. We got him, this, that, and the third. We'll get into it later. Tyson is a solid addition for the Sun Devils after he had a strong finish to his freshman season for the Colorado Buffaloes. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. He racked up 13 catches for 344 yards and a pair of touchdowns over the last two games of the year. So this is crazy, including the 115-1 performance against the Sun Devils. So clearly, they seen him in that game and really kept a magic eye on him. He will get a chance to play against Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and the Colorado Buffaloes on October 7th. You know, he will hope that he can make it a disappointing trip to Temp for the Buffaloes. So back to what we were alluding to, people want to knock out Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. They're not happy that Shador and all these dudes trying to roll up in the building. They came in with a lot of sauce. You know, we got to keep it 100. They rolled in with a lot of swagger and a lot of sauce. Coach Prime, you know, is like I said, to the naked eye, it might come off as arrogant. You know, but Coach Prime just holding it down and putting people in the right situations and positions that they need to be in. You know, and like I said, I'm very pleased with him and what he has done. You know, obviously, like I said, everybody's not going to want to play for him, even though you see that a lot of people do. I can't wait to some of these guys who want to poke at Coach Prime, which he was prepared for this. That's why you heard him say they have replacements in position. This man came here knowing that people was moving on. You understand? And like we stated before, the kid, I mean, seriously, is he really going to be a better receiver than the Travis Hunter or something like that, or whoever else that they can bring on? I mean, seriously, they haven't lost anybody. I would say that is, like I said, a make or break, is the end of the world or anything like that. I mean, for the people that they brought in, they should be solid. You know, Colorado, they got a new quarterback. You know, so at the end of the day, they're going to be straight. You know, Shador Sanders, I guarantee you, is going to be much more electric than what Arizona State is pushing out there. You know, but it is what it is, to each his own. You know, do you believe that he made a mistake? You know, it's tough to say, man, because it's hard pressed for me to think that you made a good decision leaving Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, just because of all of the things that he could bring on and off the field. You know, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Like I stated, everybody don't want to rock with him, but everybody will pay homage to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders in the end, because he will electrify. The head coach for the Arizona Sun Devils, his name is Kenny Dillingham. You know, so we're gonna get into what this man can do and become. You know, what he's like I said, he's newly been hired. You know, and he's got big plans, and obviously, one of Coach Prime's receivers was in the plans. It's flight sports. Let's politic this.